In a world where limits were meant to be shattered, one man transformed what it meant to be unstoppable. In the heat of battle on a sunlit pitch, every stride he took bent the rules of nature as if the ground recognized a miracle. Fans whispered he was a gift from heaven, while doctors could only gaze in horror at the toll his power exacted on his fragile frame. Born into a game defined by passion and struggle, his journey was one of relentless battles and breathtaking comebacks. By 2008, at 32 and out of contract, he had spent nearly a year on the sidelines after rupturing the tendon that joined his kneecap to his shin bone, his fourth such injury, an anomaly that left everyone convinced his career was over. So shocking was his case that Bernardino Santi, a retired anti-doping coordinator from the Brazilian Federation, revealed a secret. When he arrived in Europe at 17, his body was deemed too fragile for Dutch football, so PSV secretly put him on steroids to boost his muscle mass. A 6-kilogram surge dismissed as a growth spurt was, in fact, artificial enhancement, a revelation that foreshadowed one of football's largest anti-doping crackdowns 6 years later. Fast forward to July 1996. 7 months after his first tendon tear, PSV refused to let him play, even willing to forfeit the title to Ajax rather than risk his fragile state. Yet, despite insisting he was fully recovered, the Olympic Games arrived. Under the banner of the Brazilian Federation, desperate after a loss to Japan, they unleashed him. Within 30 minutes of his first appearance, he was dribbling past the keeper to score. And in the next match, he blasted a goal between defenders to secure a quarterfinal spot. When his team trailed by 2, a miraculous comeback unfolded as he produced a stunning double strike in under 9 minutes. A masterpiece. Even though his side narrowly lost in the semifinals, his performance against Portugal, scoring and assisting to secure the bronze, announced that at 19 he was about to reach the highest peaks few ever achieve. A famous rival once remarked he embodied the genius of 2 great players merged into one. When he returned from the Olympic Games, the bidding war for him became outrageous. PSV, unwilling to let him go, even deployed security guards to halt secret negotiations, but Barcelona stepped in. Their vice president went so far as to pay a hotel staff member to sneak a contract into his room. And eventually Barcelona paid a record-breaking 115 million euros. When questioned by the press, his answer was simple. His biggest fear was injury, because nothing is more tragic than a great talent sideline. An incredible run of 24 goals in 17 matches for club and country followed, including 2 goals against Atletico to lift the Super Cup and a hat-trick against Valencia that brought fans to their feet. The world seemed to be in his hands. Named FIFA World Player of the Year amid controversy when France Football declared his rival the winner by a razor-thin margin, an investigation revealed miscounted votes that dropped the gap to a single point. Even as seasoned coaches like Bobby Robson vented their frustration over his tactics, a 20-year-old who appeared unstoppable continued to dazzle. In February, he defied Coach Robson and headed to the carnival. Instead of being benched, he kept playing. Over 21 matches, he missed scoring in only 4, a consistency that led his team to the Cup Winners' Cup final. He converted a penalty for the winning goal, and despite 3 matches remaining in La Liga, his remarkable run had transformed Barcelona from being 9 points behind to just 2 points away from overtaking Real Madrid. Then he left to join Brazil for the Copa America, and days later, Barcelona suffered a shocking loss, while Real Madrid were humiliated by an unexpected challenger. Backup strikers could only murmur that they were witnessing a player from another world. Awards meant little to him. With 34 goals in 37 league matches, he claimed the European Golden Boot, a record that would stand unmatched for years. In Brazil, he contributed to 7 goals in 6 matches, as his team averaged almost 4 goals per game. And he ended the tournament with an astounding 80 goal contributions in 66 matches. The world began to wonder if this 20-year-old could be the greatest footballer ever. After months of secret negotiations and bureaucratic hurdles, Barcelona's president declared him theirs for life over dinner, a bold statement that proved to be his first mistake. An agent's phone call from Inter Milan's president promised to trigger his release clause and outbid Barcelona. Later that night, he walked out of Barcelona without signing a contract. At only 20, he had already broken the world transfer record twice. The only other man to do so was a true Italian legend. In Italy, opponents trembled, and teammates paused their training to watch him every time he stepped onto the field. By December, he had netted 14 goals for his new club and proved no other striker could compare. In a ceremonial match, his team scored 5 goals in 45 minutes as he both assisted and scored, a display of pure magic. At the Confederations Cup, he and a renowned partner combined for 6 goals in 3 matches, leading Brazil to a 6-0 Volts victory in the final, with both players scoring hat-tricks. It did not take long for him to become the youngest ever to win a major award at 21. Even a controversial call against Juventus failed to dampen his record of 5 consecutive match contributions that guided his team to a cup final, where he scored one of the most breathtaking goals of his career to secure European glory. Yet even legends face setbacks. 2 months before the 1998 World Cup final, his invincibility was put to the test. Despite 7 goal contributions in 6 matches, the French squad prepared with wild confidence. Then, in a shocking scene back in Brazil, a staff member found him lying on the floor choking on his own tongue. After a frantic hour at the hospital, with the manager's approval, he reappeared at the match singing the national anthem while teammates pleaded for his safety. Brazil eventually suffered a demoralizing 3-0 loss against a dominant French side, and his wild theory circulated, some saying his Nike contract forced him to play, others whispering that the French had poisoned his food. One fact remained clear: his determination was unmatched. Even as his second season began with sponsors hounding him and the national team summoning him constantly, his knee began to swell again. The season raced by as he played only 28 of 54 matches, and his club slipped down the table. Yet at the Copa America, he became a beacon of hope, scoring and assisting in every game. He forced the club to build around him, made him captain, and brought in high-profile signings, though eventually the house of cards collapsed. Just 7 matches into the season, his knee buckled, and an hour later, the most damning medical report revealed his tendon had ruptured again, with his kneecap lodged high in his thigh. The club lost the final, and he was rushed to the depths of the medical department. One specialist warned he might never lead a normal life, while another estimated an 8-month recovery. After enduring 9 hours of rehabilitation each day, he finally returned nearly 2 years after his first catastrophic injury. Even a month before the season ended, as he scored 4 goals in 4 matches, pain prevailed. When World Cup call-ups were announced, he admitted there was a 95% chance he would not make the list. But in a miraculous twist, he was selected. With a gigantic scar on his knee and doubters at every turn, he delivered one of the greatest World Cup performances in history. Before the tournament, Brazil was in disarray, and many thought they barely qualified. Yet when he took the field, everything changed. In 3 group stage matches, he scored 4 goals and provided an assist, then added another to overcome Belgium. Facing England with lingering fatigue, he even shaved half his head to shift the focus from his injuries. In the semifinal, playing at 60% fitness and warned not to shoot with his strong foot, he used his toes to score the winning goal. In the final, he was the only one to break through a great defender, scoring twice to redeem himself from past failures and lead Brazil to World Championship glory. Every moment on the pitch was a testament to his genius. Teammates paused to watch him, and fans fell to their knees in awe of his magic. He rewrote the limits of football and etched his name in history as one of the greatest ever. His journey was one of pain, perseverance, and moments when a human being transcended his own limits to become something greater than life itself. Let his tale remind us that sometimes miracles are born from the most extreme adversity.